Tonight we have a special live that we are excited about because we're going to be live with our trainer tonight, our trainer Joy. So we really want it to be special. And we typically go live on Facebook, but tonight we're going to be doing it here on YouTube. So all of you guys that are not supporters can find out what it's like to go live on Facebook with us. So this is going to be a really good night. This is very new to us, so we're learning a lot about this. So anyway, Dana is our commentator, and she is always behind the camera.
Yep.
And she is going to answer any questions that y'all have. So if you're here and you would like to have questions for the trainer, tonight is going to be y'all's night. Taylor's here. Hey, Taylor. So tell us, Taylor, what do you think? Give us some feedback. Okay, good evening. We're doing good, y'all.
Hi, Mary Lou.
But we are having some issues, and so we're going to give ourselves just a couple of minutes to get the technology right, and then we're going to feel good about it.
Yeah, we'll get settled in to answer questions.
So, cheers to Monday night. Cheers to wine time. Okay, so.
Yeah, I have red eyes.
You have red eyes? Okay, Meredith doesn't want red eyes. Look, we're trying to figure out.
We need the right filter.
We've got to figure out
Brenda's
the filter.
Here. Hey, Brenda.
Hey, Brenda. So we
Sorry
really
to move you guys around tonight, but there's something going on here. I don't know if it's...
Are y'all having problems on the
Yeah.
internet over there?
Hey, Leona.
Okay, there we go. Okay. All right, Dana. Tell us what you think. What's going on behind the scenes?
Okay, this is my first, and I don't see any comments.
You don't see the comments.
No.
So I can see when people log on here, and...
Yeah, I guess because you're the admin, for me, this is all I see.
Okay. So
How about-
I can read them.
You can? All right, well, I can also get Dana set up. And y'all come on in,
I
and
got some crazy filters going
we
on.
do have some
We
crazy
do have
stuff
that.
going on. And I just want y'all to kind of see what's happening and
Okay, there we go.
turn the sound down.
And Taylor can also
Okay.
help comment.
All right,
on
I got it
something.
now.
Okay, you got it.
All right,
Dang
so-
it. We're kind of back to normal. Our normal platform is on Facebook for our supporter group, but we had to do something else because we do not have any service whatsoever. Today has been challenging in the way of anything that we wanted to put
Well, I
out.
know that
Yeah.
Taylor has posted quite a few things. Now, there's something that might go crazy later on Facebook. Y'all got to
57 lives.
I don't know when it's all going to post all the things that we did earlier, but I went live with the public over there, and I was inviting them to become a supporter and to be on our page, and everything was going well. And then I was telling them how to become a supporter on Facebook. It's a really fun thing, and typically we're there on Monday nights. And so I hit finish. I think it finished, but then our trainer came in, everything was going on. I looked back, and she logged on, and it logged us off and said that our live had ended. So we think we were live, and we didn't even know we were live for maybe 10 minutes. I don't know.
We don't know.
So when that comes up, I'm definitely deleting that. So anyway, what is going on? So you can see their comments.
I can
good.
see. Mhm.
Jackie's on. Okay.
Yep.
I'm not seeing now when people are logging on where I was at first. Are you?
Maybe it's because of this. Okay, save. All right, we're learning, guys. We're learning. Oh, maybe that's our comment button. Top chat, live chat, all messages are visible. I want to see that.
There we go.
There we go. You
we got
found
you guys.
us.
Dana
Yes.
found us.
Yay.
Yes.
Trisha.
And they're
Mima.
on your face. They're on your face.
Mima said, am I here? Yes, you are here.
You're here.
Debbie Kidd.
Okay, now it's an official roll call. The first 4 minutes, if you were watching this, we were just like, not professional, but now we will become very professional.
No.
Taylor's with us. Mary Lou is with us. She says, good evening, ladies. How are you both?
Hey,
So did you
we're
go over to
good.
Facebook and post it and tell them we were here?
I did.
And that one went up.
Yeah, I went on Smack Dog and our, to tell
Okay, so
them.
you went in
Oh,
our
and Taylor said
group.
she linked the live on Dana's post.
Thank you, Tay.
Perfect. So if you see Dana's post,
Awesome.
there's just click on the link.
Yay,
Thank
yay,
you,
yay.
Tay.
Thank you, Taylor. Okay,
Yay. You
wonderful.
guys are-
Okay.
And Trish is with us.
I
She
can
said,
breathe.
hey.
Hey,
Because
Hello.
we
All right,
have
so
17
for
people.
you guys that don't know what's going on, you may be new and not know what in the world is
What are we
going on.
talking about?
Okay, so I'm Sherry Smeraglia, and this is Meredith, and we are from Teddy Bear Goldendoodles in Robertsdale, Alabama. A lot of people want to know, where are you located? Well, we're right pretty much on the Floribama line, and we are very famous for our Floribama bar here. Right on our Floribama line, okay? But we are also famous for many things, but one of the most famous things that we are known for is that here at Smeraglia Farm, I was the breeder that created the very first teddy bear English Goldendoodle, and now I also created the first Twoodles and teddy bear schnoodles. And so we are a farm that raises and trains dogs. Our passion is to raise dogs with a purpose, to breed with a purpose, and our puppies are dogs that go into the families all over the country and change their lives. Many are service dogs, therapy dogs, just good companion dogs, and they've really made a difference in the world. And tonight we're going to have a guest with us that has been working with us, one of our trainers that's been with us over 10 years, and she is Joy, and many of y'all know her, and she always comes on maybe once a month. We're trying to bring that out, Ask the Trainer. Now, over there, Lauren, I'm just going to kind of pivot at the screen, but Lauren is Ask the Groomer. And so last week we had Ask the Groomer, and we had a lot of segments on grooming, but this week it's just on training. So, but the first few minutes of every Monday night, we just connect with you guys. We love to connect. We like to just we want you to come into our home and feel like part of our family. And so we have Goldendoodles and Twoodles from extra small all the way up to extra large. And that's been something that's been, we're really proud of, taking a Goldendoodle down to extra small and a Schnoodle up to extra large.
Yep.
And a Twoodle, we're still working on getting all those sizes because that's kind of new. But the great thing about our dogs is that they're allergy friendly and low to non-shedding. For the people that need that, we feel like we fulfill a purpose. Our dogs are bred with purpose.
They definitely are, and they go on to do great things. And so you guys, typically it is something that we just share on a personal level every Monday night in a different platform. Again, we had to reach out here, but it's a good thing because we get to connect with other people. Other people get an insight of what we do truly, business is over for the day.
Right, we're hanging out at home.
We're just hanging out, connecting with some of our near and dear clients, friends, and family. But now we can show you that. But I think we should just jump right into
Yeah, we're going to do it.
the training segment of, so one good benefit of being a supporter is that you do get some inside scoop that you're going to pay for otherwise. You're going to pay for, whether it's with us or other trainers in your area, whatever it is. But once a month we offer that to our wonderful friends to ask the trainer, and she comes on. And so this is really a great opportunity for those who have found us on YouTube tonight to get some free training.
But I feel like this is still our niche group because they found us, they followed us.
They followed us, yeah.
You took that
I've
clip.
seen some names I don't know, which is wonderful. Welcome. Welcome to share your Monday night with us. And you can chime in as well, ask questions as we go. Anything about what we do. Smeraglia is just one of the most unique dog-loving companies that you'll ever come across. And it's a cool place to be. So do you want to go right into?
Oh yeah, so let Joy pull in. I'm going to let you step in right here for just a minute, Joy. I'm going to step back, y'all switch. And I'm just going to stand behind y'all and pull back a little bit. And Joy's going to step in. So welcome, Joy. Yay!
Joy!
This is Trainer Joy, everyone. She is a wonderful person, but she is also an incredible, patient, and loving dog trainer. You have been with us for how long, Joy?
June was 10 years.
10 years! A decade of joy! That's what we have had.
A decade of joy.
So what we do...
That's really good.
Huh? So what we do is we allow our supporters, when we're going to know that we're going to have one of these segments, they get to submit their questions throughout the week of what they're dealing with, whether it's just something they're curious about, something they're dealing with at home with their dog, or something they're anticipating for an upcoming puppy. We allow them to submit questions, and then Joy gets to answer them live. We test her smarts here, live. And you handle
Yeah,
it with
this is like a
such-
live action test.
It's like a platform.
Yeah.
Well, I've got one, and I'm just gonna throw. What do you do about London? Okay, so
London's
let's
always
talk about-
the
I'm gonna
issue.
come back. London, come here. This girl is 10 and a half years old, and she is a food monger, and the whole night she paws at us and says,
When you hear those weird noises,
crazy.
it's not our
I saw
stomachs, it's
her.
London.
And
I
what were
saw
you
her.
doing? What were you doing, Joy?
I was laughing.
But
It
this
is
is what we
funny.
live with all the time, and all of our clients that have older dogs that are rotten to the core, like London here.
She just burped.
Yeah, what do you do about that?
Yeah, she's half human, isn't she? She's
Yes.
kind of,
Yeah.
yeah,
More
so
than half.
she's like, this is just me.
And
This
at this
is how I
point,
do
she
it."
has earned
Yeah.
Right.
her behavior, and actually we taught her.
I was
her
giggling
Right.
because
I was gonna say,
I was
aw.
giggling
I was like,
because she was
"Stop,
taking her
listen to
paw
Mhm.
and Meredith was trying to eat and she was taking her paw and tapping her on the foot.
She does it, she's
Oh.
very gentle about it, but she gets more aggressive. But it's like tap, tap, watch her, tap, 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 tap.
Don't you do it. I mean, she's obsessed with
But how many of
food,
y'all's
so.
dogs do that?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure many of their dogs do that.
They do.
We have
Okay,
some
let's get
comments for
caught up.
Joy. Just,
Okay.
hey, sweet Joy, welcome, Joy. Seal is here. She says, hello, everyone. Leona says, hi, Joy. Marilyn's with us. It took some work, but I found y'all.
Yay.
Jevin says, hi, Joy. And Deborah, I made it. Ned Ray made it home easy, and he's perfect. He spent one of his 16 weeks with Joy. Ned Ray's home. Love Ned Ray.
Yay, he's awesome.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so we want to jump into one of our first questions from our supporter, Janet McCain. She asked, would the trainer discuss retractable, please say that again, leads, please. I have heard they may be dangerous. We will be getting our pup in early November, so we're looking for guidance.
So funny that question came up tonight because I actually have a client that I'm talking about this with directly right now. So a lot of people have different, I always want to say so many products and tools, it's a personal choice.
Right.
So, it's very personal, but I will tell you that retractable leads can be dangerous for the dog owner. If you have that lead and it's stretched out and the dog's walking nice along, sometimes unknowingly you might put your fingers underneath, and when the prey drive kicks in, when a puppy sees a squirrel or a puppy or a dog sees something that they're wanting to go after, it's a natural drive. It kicks in, obedience goes straight out the window, and there have been people who have actually lost their fingers because of the retractable leash and the jerk. The dog doesn't mean to, it's just their natural instinct.
Yeah.
The other thing is that it can give dogs too much freedom. And so, whereas when you have like a 6 or 8 foot leash, which is what I really love and recommend, when you have a 6 or 8 foot leash, you still really have a lot of control with your dog. When you have this 15 to 20 foot retractable lead, you're really losing control of your puppy. Yes, it's giving them a little bit more exercise, sure, but it can also get them hurt a lot easier. But typically, it's the human who gets hurt by the retractables.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, very good.
Well, in a puppy that's out that far, anything that can happen. I would never, even if they have one, and that's all they have, I would say lock it down at 6 or 8 feet.
Well, my instincts don't work as quickly with a retractor because you've got to, am I locked, am I unlocked, to pull them back as it was just pulling them back if they're in danger, or, it just, I hate them. I hate them with a passion.
There are.
But they're cute.
Yeah, of course
And
they're gonna make
people
those
like
cute.
'em. They like them, and they've got sparkles, and they've got things, and so.
But
people
there's
like
cute
that.
leashes too.
Yes,
People
there
don't
are.
like
And
You
again,
guys are
It is a personal choice, and you have to kind of make that decision, but just go into it knowing that they can be dangerous.
Right.
Okay, we got a question last week from Ruth Moore. She has a two-part question. How can I get Spurgeon to stop barking when someone comes to visit? And how can I get Spurgeon to stop jumping on people when they come to visit?
Okay. So you guys are going to think that I'm a broken record, but so many things that we fix it really the kind of the same way. The biggest thing is that you kind of want to make it happen. You want to let the dog know what you expect, and then you want to make it happen. The best way to make it happen is by having him on lead. So, for example, you're asking about the barking when people come. You need to work with him on leave it, and leave it can be anything. Leave it can be an object, it can be a butterfly, it can be a person, a human, a dog, a noise, okay? So you want to practice the leave it command, teaching them what means leave it. Best way to practice that is by practice. So when you're have him on lead, and maybe set up some things for him to have access to, and when he goes towards it, have your treats ready. When he goes towards it, leave it, and give a gentle tug of that leash, just a gentle tug. And then when he looks at you, I want you to really go, oh, good boy, and give him a treat. So we're going to be teaching him the leave it command first, okay, with an object. And I always like to use like a treat bag, so I'll just drop a treat bag, and then the dog goes for it. I'll say, leave it, and the dog looks back at me, good boy, good, and give him a treat. So you're going to practice the leave it command so that they know when you say leave it, that means automatically leave whatever it is, butterfly, person, look at you. And then you're going to say good. So then what you can do is you can use that leave it command with the barking. So when someone comes to the door, you're going to tell them leave it. And sometimes you might have to do a little hand clap or something to get the attention. So, for example, London was just barking. Had we been practicing the leave it command, I would have been like, leave it. Good girl, what a good girl. And then we would go and answer the door. You can also practice have a friend or a relative. Practice knocking on the door, and then you're inside, and then practice leave it. Leave it. Good. And you can use a different word if you want to. I personally like leave it because that is all encompassing. It's going to cover a lot. Whereas if you say quiet, it only means quiet. But leave it can be everything. And then the other part of the question.
Jumping on people when they come to visit.
Jumping on people. Okay, so the leash
Leave
again.
it.
Well, the leash again. Puppy or the dog. Let's just say a dog who is going to be in a teaching situation. So it doesn't matter how old they are. If they still have things to learn, it's going to be important that you have them on leash. Inside the house, you don't have to have the leash in your hand. Dogs should be supervised for safety reasons on leash. Okay, so someone comes to the door. Bark, bark, leave it. Good. Okay, come on, let's go. Go to the door. You're going to answer the door. Pup's going to be on leash. If the pup's going to be in the vicinity, pup needs to be on leash. Person comes inside. If the pup tries to jump up, nope. She's doing it on cue. If the pup tries to jump up, you're going to say, nope. Do a gentle pull back with the leash. Good boy. Okay, another way to do that, besides having to pull back, you can actually go to the door, have the leash on the ground, you're dragging, you're going to step on the leash so that your pup has enough space to stand up or sit down, but not enough to jump up. And so then when you answer the door, if he even attempts to jump up, nope, paws on the ground, good boy, and then you answer the door, grab the leash, and then lead him. You're teaching him how to behave when company comes over.
Awesome. Good deal. One of our followers here has asked, is Jevin, I don't know if I'm saying the name right, but I have a micro mini Goldendoodle. How would I go about teaching and training him to stop begging for food?
That's kind of like what we were talking about
Yeah.
with London. So a couple of different ways. Again, practice. So what I do when I have a dog who is begging for food, and maybe the client is like, I need you to really work on this, I would actually have food, sit down at the table, have the pup with me. There, like I said, there's two different ways we can handle this. Have the pup with me as I'm eating. Pup's on leash. I'm stepping on the leash. My foot is literally on the leash. Puppy cannot jump up into my space, cannot get the food, however, is able to stand up and sit down like we talked about earlier. Every attempt that the pup tries to jump up, nope. Paws down, good. Now, is that fair that I'm sitting here eating and they're down there begging? Not really. So I'm going to give the pup something to chew on. Maybe a nice hoof with a little peanut butter in there, or one of the meaty bones, something of their own. Still, as I'm eating, pup tries to jump up, nope. Settles down, good. And it's going to be a constant communication. That's actively teaching your pup not to beg for food. The other side of that is if you want to, now that's actively teaching. You don't want to do this while you're trying to have a family style meal. And so if you're trying to have dinner with your family and your pup's not quite there yet, it's really probably best management. Go ahead and put your pup in the kennel or in a playpen and eat dinner with your family. Practice those training sessions like we just described on leash with your puppy one-on-one, and practice that at another time.
You can give him that little cow hoof in his crate, right, too? So he's
sure,
kind of got something
absolutely,
to do
absolutely.
while family
Do
is
you
eating.
think a puppy or a dog would beg at the table even if they've never tasted human food?
Probably,
You think so?
probably.
Just their sense of smell, or?
I'm going by, I believe so, from the sense of smell and just the fact that, and I'm going by having pups around me all the time.
Yeah.
And the fact that they are curious.
Okay.
They're just
They want to
curious.
do what you're doing.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but you know, we don't introduce human food or scraps or anything like that. And if we do introduce human food, I do like to do peanut butter. I do like to do yogurt and pumpkin, string cheese. There are tuna fish. There are some. It's always in a dog
Training.
format or a training format.
yeah.
Mhm. So in a hoof, in a bowl, in a training session.
Mhm.
Never from a plate to a dog.
Right.
That's good.
Because you're setting
Awesome.
up failure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Pamela has a question. She says, okay, we are 1 month in. She is doing great. However, she is a little nipper. Her razor sharp teeth have my arms all scratched up. She especially loves to bite her leash and make it a tug of war battle. Other times she does great on her leash. We take walks every day and overall she's harnessed. I am trying to stay positive with her, but the leash tug of war battle needs a solution. It's not phasing her. I do not play tug of war with her toys because either I figure it can make it worse. She's not barking much, but is barking at my daughter's dog that is 3 times her size. So how is the best way to socialize her? Just keeping them together? Question mark?
That was a lot of
That
questions.
was a lot, I know.
Where was one?
I would start with one.
Yeah,
Teeth.
we're gonna break it down.
Razor sharp teeth.
Yeah, we'll break it.
Scratch.
We'll break it down.
Yeah.
So, one thing that really stood out to me that you said was nope is not phasing her. I heard you say that. Nope possibly is not phasing her because let's just say after about 3 or 4 times, I kind of have a 3 strikes you're out. I will give a pup an attempt to do the right thing about 3 or 4 times. And then if they're still not listening, then I'm gonna put that puppy away, and I'm gonna break that down a little bit further. All right, razor sharp teeth. Why is she mouthing you? She's mouthing you because she's curious. Is it a he or she? I want to make sure I'm saying the right thing. She. Okay. So pup is curious. They use their mouth. They don't have thumbs, so they have to use their teeth. So she's curious. She's checking everything out, checking out the world. But it does, cause scars and it hurts. So when you're petting, she's mouthing, withdraw your hand. Maybe take a hoof or a Kong, introduce that as she's chewing on that. Good girl, good. I want you to put that good in there. I want you to put that other word. So nope is your negative marker. I want you to work in the positive marker. Good girl. She takes her teeth off of the Kong or the hoof, goes back to your arm. Nope, remove. come back in, maybe do a pet, maybe offer the hoof or comb. She starts chewing on it again. Good girl, good, what a good girl. Really just let her know she's doing the right thing. So when you're saying nope, you're actually removing your hand, and then you're going back in to give her an appropriate alternative, and then you're telling her good. If she is still doing this after about 3 or 4 times, at that point, you're right, she's not listening to you. So you're gonna have to make it happen. If she's on your lap and you're petting her, she's mouthing your arms to make it happen, she gets down on the floor. She no longer gets to be in your arms, mouthing your arms. So you're gonna put her down on the ground. Make it happen. She's gonna learn, oh wow, when she says nope, she means nope. But you're also offering her alternatives. You're offering her that hoof. You're offering her a conch, something to chew on. She could be teething. But I would just say be consistent with your nopes. Be very, very celebratory with your goods. And then make it happen. If she's not listening to you after about 3 or 4 times, you know she's not hearing you. She's not listening. Either take the collar and leash off, put her in her crate, or put her down on the floor, and she does not have access to your hands anymore.
Well, those words can become words to them too, the markers that you were talking about. Like so many times, we get to celebrate in the joy of kids coming in and meeting their puppy for the first time, and they've watched all the videos and training. Our prep school program is awesome, and then each week you get a training video update, and they're learning. So the family is learning as the puppy is learning what those marker words are, what their training style is. But I have to laugh a lot of times. Kids will come in and they're picking up, and the puppy's jumping. They're just going nope, 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 nope. You know, the whole time. Well, that becomes nothing to the puppy. You know, you have to, like you said,
make it happen.
Say the word and then make something happen for the puppy, where it goes, oh, that
what
word created a difference.
Yeah,
you know, so
exactly.
it can be undone, and it can leave 0 value if you don't make the action happen after.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
good.
Okay, Brenda asked, she says, I've used a gentle leader, but Riley is 22 months now, moved her to a vest and leash. She pulls the first half of a walk and wants to chase squirrels. She settles in by the end of the walk. Any tricks to stop the pulling?
Okay, so the lady that asked the question previously, she was asking about leash work too. And then she's asking about leash work, so it reminded me of something. Maybe the next time we do, I'd like to do like a little video clip beforehand, or maybe even go outside when it's daylight and have a practice dog where we could actually demonstrate leash walking. But to answer your question verbally, start practicing what you expect, and we're kind of going back to that. Show her what is expected. Him or her? I'm sorry. The puppy is it her? Okay. So have your puppy on leash. Have your puppy on your left-hand side, or it can be right. I choose left. Lots and lots of yummy treats. Okay. Practice in your yard so there's not a lot of distractions. And you can actually, if it's a safe yard, if it's fenced in, or you're not worried about her running off, you can actually just have her drag the leash. Otherwise, have the leash on your right hand, pups on your left hand, treats are in your right hand, all right? And you're literally going to start off, she's basically going to be doing like Hansel and Gretel style, following the cookies. And so you're going to have one treat in your hand, she's on your left side, you're walking, pup is walking beside you, you're marking it, good, treat. Take about 2 or 4 steps. Good, treat. You're literally walking and marking at the same time. When I first start this, I'm having to hunch over. I'm kind of walking hunchback. And so you're literally, she's just following the treat. Make sure your steps are varied. It's 2, it's 4, it's 8, it's 6, it's 2, it's 8, it's 4. She never really knows when the treat's coming.
Right.
Okay? And what you're going to notice is by having the treats in your right hand, she's on your left hand, on your left side. She's following the treats, following your steps. And I do want to do a demonstration of this soon for your supporters. I really do. I think because I was thinking about that on the way here. So after you practice that, maybe the next day practice not quite bent over, standing up, and she's walking beside you, and you're marking still. Take a few steps. Good. Treat. Step, 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 step. Good. Treat. Keep it varied. And what you're going to notice is after practice, when you walk with that puppy, they are going to be looking at you because they're expecting a treat, yes, but then you start weaning the treats down a little bit, and instead of it being every 6 steps, every 8 steps, it's just a verbal. Eventually, it can become just a verbal, good girl, what a good girl you're doing. That's going to stop the pulling and tugging to a point. Now, the prey drive, when it kicks in, that's a little bit different. That's where those retractable leads are going to get you in trouble. Okay, so you're walking and the pup sees a squirrel or another dog and begins to bolt. You literally are going to stop walking. You're going to keep control with the leash. You're going to stand there. Nope. Nope. She's pulling, she's barking, she's lunging. Nope. Nope. She settles. Good girl. You can choose to turn around and walk the other way. You can choose to cross the road. You can choose to wait until the squirrel or whatever is out of view sight, and then come on, let's go, and start walking again.
That's good.
Okay, awesome. Karen Parker asks, she's like, the only thing we really haven't figured out how to solve with my 3 pups is barking when anyone comes to the door or passes by the house. Also, my 1-year-old schnoodle barks at any unfamiliar sound. They are all walked every day, and I take them many places with different sights and sounds. They never bark when we are on walks. It's only when we're in the
At
house.
the house. So it's almost like a protective guarding the house. We always have to go back to management, and by management what I mean is trying to keep those sights down. So if there's a certain time of the day where there's a lot of traffic out in front of the house and you know that this is the time of day that the dogs are going to become more active, maybe close the blinds, close the drapes. So you want to try to manage it to a point, but then you can also teach them not to. Again, it's going to be hard with 3 at a time, so break it down, do 1 at a time, practice with them with the leave it like we talked about. And then you can always crate if it just gets out of hand and they're not responding to the verbal cues of leave it or the management techniques. You can just always, you know what, guys, let's just go take a little crate. Give them a nice yummy hoof or a Kong or something wonderful in their crate. Put them in the crate, just give them a little time away.
And also another thing that I'm doing, because I know I have a big problem with this, it's because my house is like a revolving door. My dogs just do this nonstop. Now, I believe that London is older and her vision might be getting a little bit less. So when she hears the door, I think her hearing is better than her vision.
Right, yeah.
And so she is like barking, but like on the slide. We let people walk in. She does it. So what I'm trying to do is
Sometimes you have to make it a little more.
desensitize. Like when she starts doing that or somebody knocks on the door, I just start doing this and just doing it, and to the point that this becomes desensitized. Like, there's no reason, there's no problem. She heard it somewhere, they heard it. But one of the things that I am doing is trying to desensitize the door knocking. Now, if they just walk in, I don't know how to desensitize that.
But we're not supposed to.
I don't know that you want to. I don't want you to do that.
But,
And you don't want to when somebody just walks in your home.
You want her to bark.
but the knocking on the door is one thing, you know, and they knock and they're all, and even the little pups that are in the house, they've never even, it might be their first day in the house because they're hanging out. London does it, and they go, and they start looking, and they're,
Are we supposed to be barking?
Yes,
We're alert.
London is like that.
Kind of gets it
She's like
started.
the pack leader to teach everybody this negative behavior.
Right, and they do learn from each other, they really
And
do.
so I just start banging, and it's funny now, they all start looking around like, now what?
Yeah.
I mean, nobody's coming in there, it's just banging on the counter. I'm gonna give you a little hammer, a little wooden mallet, and just a bang,
Like
bang.
you're knocking
I'm gonna
on
knock so much.
She just gets tired
And
of
I
it.
even thought about downloading an app of people knocking on the door, ringing the doorbell, so that they are so desensitized to it, they don't even lift their head.
That's not a bad idea.
And I think there's such a thing.
Yeah, I think
There
so.
is.
I think you should try it.
I'm
And report
going to.
back to
It
it.
might drive you a little nuts.
Yeah. You'll be
I might-
decent.
You'll be
I
decent.
might work on that.
You'll be knocking on Sherry's door forever. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm desensitized to knocks. Come on in.
I know. Well, Janet's got another question. She said she got a few cow hooves in the Puppy's Essential Kit from Smag Dog. Some of the edges seem thin and jagged. Should I file it down smooth? Can that edge break off and be a danger to the digestive system?
Yes.
Yeah,
I'll say that.
I typically, I think filing it down is a great idea. I thought she was gonna talk about how they get stinky. I was prepared for that one. I was like, I got this. I think filing it down probably, especially if it's like one little jagged edge, yeah, I would say.
They don't bite it down and eat it. I mean,
They
will
will
chew it
eventually,
up.
I think she's talking about like where it's splintered though.
Yeah,
If you can
edges
break
be
it
thick,
off,
yeah.
like if you can break it off or file it down or something like that. And then I always, when they get to where they just have, you know,
Yeah,
an inch and a half or
you
so
can
left,
swallow it,
I just
toss
toss
it.
them.
Yeah, me too.
So, okay, so this one came in. Jenny, I'm glad you're here. She found us. She had, hey, Moo. She had, yeah, hang on.
Sure to make you pop a smile every time you pop a
Hey, Natalie.
Commercial break.
Commercial break.
And stop.
Listen.
Here, you want me to turn that toward you?
Where's
Terry's
Wanda?
on.
Look out.
She ain't barking.
But where is she? She's probably the judge.
Just leave it on all day long when I'm gone. It'll drive them crazy.
Yeah.
They won't even care anymore.
It works.
Listen, that is funny. Well, after they put my roof on, they don't
I
even.
know.
Yeah, that's
That
true.
should do it.
That's true.
All right, guys, so that was funny. But they
Okay,
are
let's
putting
go
a
back
roof on
over
my
here.
house right
Yeah.
now.
And that's what it
from
sounds
storm,
like.
And they're banging on the ceiling, so maybe they won't even know anymore after a week of
Maybe.
a
That
roof
might be
going
your
on.
thing, yeah.
Right, we might have them totally desensitized.
Okay, so, Jenny. I know, hi, we're back.
Hey.
Okay, so Jenny's is
I'm
kind of
all
like,
alone.
Jenny's is kind of like a bunch of stuff too, but I'm just gonna read it and then y'all see what y'all can help her with. So she says, I have a 7-year-old medium Goldendoodle that likes to counter surf. Likes to put his paws up on the counter or steal things off the counter.
Be a standard.
Then I also have a 4-year-old schnoodle that likes to nip and barks around some small children when in my home. Also, the 7-year-old doodle was very nervous around this 3-year-old child. This child was in my home and is used to a 70-pound golden retriever that just lets her lay on him. She thought she could just run up to the schnoodle and rush him, so every time she got near him, he would bark at her. Also, the doodle was very nervous around her. She is the only one they do it with, but I don't want it to be a problem. The schnoodle also nips when he is up at play all day at the other dogs, so they have to put him last in the play group so he can't nip the other dogs. This also, he does it at home when people come in the backyard. Last, both of my dogs get very jealous of each other. Is there any way to fix that? That was a lot.
So which one do you want me to do? The counter surfing?
Let's start with, sorry, distracted. Yeah, paws up on the counter to
Okay.
seal things off. So
Okay.
what?
So with the counter, we're gonna go back to talking about leash work again. Again, it doesn't matter how old, I think you said the dog was 7? It doesn't matter how old the dog is. It only matters is if they need teaching, okay? So at 7 years old, if he's got in the habit of counter surfing, then what you're gonna need to do is revisit the leash idea. Leash does not have to be in your hand, doesn't have to be tethered to you. He just needs to drag it, okay? So as he's walking through the kitchen, if he starts to paw up on the counter, you're gonna tell him nope. You're gonna make it happen by reaching over, grabbing the leash, gently pulling back, paws go on the ground, good boy, good. So you're gonna work it that way. Also, capture him doing the right thing. Say he walks past the kitchen counter and he doesn't. I really want you to say, what a good boy. Even though you didn't have to do a correction, I want you to, celebrate him doing it right, getting it right when he does. But use that leash to make it happen as far as the, hi, How are you? You can use the leash to make it happen when he starts to counter surf, and then reward when he doesn't. What was the next part?
Then the
Oh, the child.
4-year-old
Yeah.
Doodle
The
that likes
child.
to nip and bark around the small children, and then the child that rushes.
Okay, so I'm gonna just say, yes, you want your dogs exposed to children, but at the same time, 3 is pretty young. I'm not gonna suggest using a 3-year-old to teach the dogs how to be around children. I would say when the 3-year-old's coming to visit, maybe put the pups in a crate. You can maybe get an older child to help you with getting them used to being around children. Kind of slow, gradual. One of the biggest tricks that we use is goldfish. So I was going to just kind of leave that hanging there, but I'm going to go ahead and put you in on it. Goldfish crackers.
Yeah.
So get some, yeah, goldfish. Get your children to feed your dog goldfish. No. So get some goldfish crackers with an older child, definitely not the 3-year-old. Have the dogs in a settled situation. The child can practice feeding goldfish to the pups and let them get used to being around a child in a very positive way. Oh, it's a goldfish machine, and kind of work it that way. You may work with a child who's a little bit older, maybe start with an 11 or 12-year-old. And then if you have a child in your family, maybe if they do good with the 11 or 12-year-old, maybe do some work with an 8-year-old. And work it in a little bit at a time. But I would say for the 3-year-old coming to visit, I think I would just kind of put them in their kennels, put them in their safe space, not necessarily have that interaction happen. That's really young, I think, to be trying to teach dogs proper behavior.
Well, and it's impressionable for both.
It is.
I've seen my brother walk through it. So the new puppy comes in, and small kids.
You don't want the kids to
You
become
don't want
afraid
the
of the
kids
dogs.
to be scared of a puppy that bites them, and vice versa. You don't want a little puppy to be scared of little people coming towards them because they pick them up by the neck. Same thing. You need that mutual respect to establish a good relationship for both, and let the interaction be supervised. And,
Thank you. I was just fixing to say, and everything that I said a minute ago, there should be an adult present to facilitate this.
Yes. And that's it's very important.
Awesome. Jevin also asked, he got his micro bear mini Goldendoodle, which is 8 months old now, when the pandemic started, so never got to socialize him. How would I socialize him now, teaching him not to bark when we were shopping, etc.?
Oh, shopping. So you are at this point taking him out and about. So it's good that you've started. It's really good. That was a difficult time for a lot of people, because so many people were just confined to their
I
home.
think we're going to be dealing with a lot of unsocialized dogs.
Yeah, I think a lot of
people 6 to 8 to 10 months from puppies that went home during the pandemic that they didn't get to
Get out.
experience
Yeah.
hundreds of sights and sounds.
And the window does close. It does begin to close. That is, real. And so what you're going to need to do is just kind of do some exposure. And I think what you're probably going to find is that he's going to be leaning on you. Am I okay? Oh, okay. I must be okay because Dad's okay. Or I must be okay because Mom's okay. So he's going to be really leaning on you and your energy. So when he does do that barking, try to keep yourself calm. But then, distraction. So maybe tell him leave it. So let's just say I'm visualizing you are in Hobby Lobby.
You
And-
just feel that.
yeah, I just feel it.
that.
If y'all are in Hobby Lobby and he's with you, and then something happens and he gets startled, and he's barking, I would literally say, leave it, and maybe do a hand clap if you need to, or just try your leave it first, leave it, good boy, or you can make a little noise, make a little noise, something to get his attention,
Distracted.
and then, good boy, come on, let's go. And if every time he tries to go back to that bark, leave it, good, come on, let's go. And maybe move away from whatever. It could be a reflection of himself in a mirror. Could be a buggy coming towards him. Continue to expose though, because eventually he's gonna get that, like Miss Sherry was talking about, been there, done that. Oh, that's a shopping cart. Oh, that's a mirror. Oh, that's me. Oh, that's a car. Oh, that's another dog. Oh, that's a man with a hat. Eventually he can get that, but depending on how old they are, they're gonna really kind of look to you, so keep yourself calm, but still do the corrections. I think people become embarrassed, and sometimes they're like, oh, my dog's barking and I'm in public. Don't react emotionally yourself if you can help it, and just be very matter of fact with your notes or your leave-its, and then maybe a little distraction, maybe turn the corner, maybe, don't leave the store, leave the area that has got them a little worked up, and then maybe try to revisit that area at another time, maybe another day.
Right.
That's good, that's good.
Okay. Brenda says that the shake can has worked well with my dog to get her attention and it keeps her from charging the front door and jumping on people.
Cool.
So
And
that's worked
shake
for her.
hand doesn't work for everyone. I think that's great. I think it's great
She found that work.
that it worked. A timid dog, and the only reason I'm bringing this up is because a timid dog may not do so well with that, but a dog that's kind of full of herself, sure, that shake hand works great.
And Tricia says, we found that letting the dogs run around and play in the backyard before walks will really help on pulling. What do you think, Joey?
I think that's a great idea. It's almost like a little energy burn before the energy burn. I had a client earlier this week that was having some problems with their dog being overzealous when the kids came home from school and jumping on the kids, and it was just like the kids were just like, oh, we don't even want to come home from school. This is crazy. And so what we did was we arranged a energy burn prior to the children getting off the school bus. So it's like we're going to do an energy burn. We're going to have the kids come in where the dogs are kind of already worn out, but then they're still greeting the kids, but in an appropriate way.
Okay. Mima says, one of my problems is Maggie barking at the dogs on the other side of the fence. Once they bark, she can't stop. Leave it, she puts 3 question marks. I can't catch her to make it happen.
Can't catch her being quiet is what.
Can't catch her at all.
I'm
Physically
I'm
catch
picturing
her.
her running up
Me
and
too.
down.
Okay.
Yeah, she's probably fence fighting,
Yeah,
doing it.
put Maggie on leash. I would say put Maggie on leash, and if she starts, because that is a really big problem with people that have really close neighbors like that, and the dogs are going back and forth. And I think some people just let it happen, or it's like, But if it's something that you're wanting to get on top of, I would say put her on leash, let her just drag it along. It can be like a 10, 15, 20-foot leash, supervised. And then if that starts happening, I think you would be able to walk over, give her the opportunity to do the right thing. Leave it. If she's not hearing you because she's in that, I got to get those dogs on the other side mind frame, then you can just walk over there and maybe step on the leash or reach down and grab the leash. Come on, girl, let's get distraction away inside the house. I would put it, if you don't want that behavior, I would try to do some leave-its, redirection with a toy or something like that. Good girl, what a good girl. After about 3 times, as I said earlier, well, come on, let's just go inside. It's not a punishment. It's not like you're being bad, you have to go inside. It's like we're going to move away from this. We're going to go inside the house where it's a little bit calmer, maybe find a toy or something like that. But eventually that can stop, especially if she realizes, oh wow, when mom says leave it, if I don't stop, she makes me go inside the house. I don't even get to go out there and play with the dogs anymore.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the end of our questions, but we do have a comment from Kay. She wrote in today and said, "Hi Dana, I just wanted to take a minute to let the Smeraglia team know how much I enjoy being a supporter. What a great mix of training, grooming, and fun videos you are posting. I've learned so much about being a Doodle owner, and I've enjoyed just hanging out with the group. But it's sometimes difficult to join the conversation because my iPad doesn't always cooperate. We were all so excited when our Smag Dog order was delivered last week. Meredith was right. The Crinkle Honey Bunny became Surf's favorite in a nanosecond. That's saying a lot because he has 2 toy boxes that are brimming over with all kind of fun things. I ordered the red, white, and blue bandana for him. It's so well made, and he loves prancing around with it on. I never thought I would dress my dog up, but I'm a convert now. Trainer Joy suggested the Red Barn chicken roll for training treats. Winner, winner, chicken dinner, exclamation point. He'll do anything I ask for a piece of it. So helpful with training. Thanks for everything you all do that makes owning a Smeraglia pup so special. Have a great week. Kay.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
Surf was one that was counter surfing a
And
few
we have
months
to show,
ago.
let's show him how handsome he is in his.
Oh, no,
She sent a picture of
his
her handsome boy in his
bandana.
bandana.
And you too can get that bandana. at
You too. And he's so
smackdog.com.
cute.
So pretty.
Look how
Oh, he looks
handsome.
Yeah, he
Surf,
was
look great.
counter surfing a couple of months ago, and we talked about how to help him do
Yeah.
that, how to help him stop surfing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Any comments on YouTube that we need to talk about?
Let's see. So, I mean, I asked those comments. Yeah, so I've already done that. Let's see what else people are saying. Let's see. Jenny had a couple of funny comments. She says hers opens the shutters.
She's trying to do management,
Yeah.
the dog's over there opening it up.
Exactly. So fun there. Mima said that she really has tried not giving Maggie any human food, and Maggie begs it from Jackie, but not her. So she's doing good there. Let's see. I think that's pretty much it. Pamela said thanks for answering the questions. She started putting in her play area until she calms back down.
Perfect.
So that's good. Trisha said the stay command would be beneficial. So maybe she's talking about when you were talking about Mimon's situation.
Yeah, she commented when you were talking about fence, running the fence.
And Mimon said, thanks, Joy. I'll try it. We call them the bad dogs. And she said, love Smeraglia.
Oh, so cute.
Yeah.
So cute too.
Yeah, one of the things that's just really important, when you're doing corrections, it is important that you give them that alternative. Show them what you do want, and then just praise. Good boy, what a good boy. And, and the make it happen is really important. They need to know that when you say it, you actually mean it.
Say it once, make it happen.
Make it
And for me, and this is probably, you'll probably shoot me for saying this. It's the difference. But I weigh the effort it takes to train the behavior to the actual behavior.
And how bad do I hate the dog?
Yes, and
Pick
you
your
know,
battles.
you can, yes, pick your battles. You can stress yourself out. Oh, my dog's not perfect in this area. It's not perfect. I'm doing this wrong. I'm doing this wrong. Well, is it that big of a deal? You know, is it the worst ever? Is it going to be worth the stress of you training it out of them? Just choose what is most important for you, what is most beneficial for your dog, what is easy and fun to train for both of you, and make it still enjoyable. You know, you don't want a little butthead of a dog, but you also need to understand that there is a balance. And every dog, just like people, have their goods and their bads, and you just love them anyway. And they don't have to be perfect.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Deborah commented, FYI, prep school made Ned Ray good for his first vet visit. He showed off his manners.
Oh, he's so great.
Oh, I love him. And Trisha said consistency is the key with training.
Yes.
Yes. And you have to go in being determined to be consistent.
Yes.
For
That is
sure.
very
And that's
important.
where you, it's like, is the effort like
Yeah.
worth it?
Am I gonna do this?
Right.
Yeah, every time. No.
Exactly.
So, but that is so important. If you're not consistent and you're not following what has been laid down for them, whether it's in our prep school program or just here, even without prep school, they already have a foundational training. And if you're not willing or want to follow that, then just understand that that is on you. That's a choice you make. But that doesn't mean you're making a bad dog.
I always say there's not bad dogs, there's bad owners.
Yeah.
Where a dog wants to do right, but
Yeah.
we have to be consistent. We have to teach
Yeah.
them right.
One of the things that Sherry said when I first started working here, and I've said it to a few of the folks that come for pickups, and their face at first, they're like, what is she about to say? And Sherry said, if your dog has an accident now, not the dog. 3 times.
Why am I not watching my dog?
Yeah.
Why am I not watching my dog?
And when I start to tell the story, they're thinking, she's gonna tell us to spank our dogs.
But the thing is, your dog had a potty accident because you probably weren't watching them or didn't get ahead of their needs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know that they just ate and you decided to get on your phone and take a conversation.
Yeah.
So whenever they pooped by the front door on the rug, because this just happened the other day in my house, to me, I'm like, I knew they ate. I knew they were ready to go out. They're all
Yeah.
under a year old. They went to the door. Was I looking? No, I was chatting it up. Then I was like, what is that smell? And then I was like, oh God. And then they pooped. But the thing is, they're 10 and 11 months old.
Yeah.
They tried to do the right thing.
Mhm.
I should have taken them out before 45 minutes later and not get on the phone call.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Whose fault is that? Me. I should
Yeah.
Where's that newspaper?
I should have got that newspaper and bought myself, and I did. I said, it's my fault. It's not their fault.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If I had taken them out 20 minutes ago, this would have been outside, not inside.
Mhm.
So it
Yep.
won't happen again on my part.
Patty's with us tonight. She says
Okay.
all
Patty.
doodles are innocent. And Tricia said, amen, Patty.
They
They're
are.
so innocent babies.
Sweet babies.
Such
They
a sweet
are,
baby.
and we just gotta make sure that they are successful and that they succeed.
Yes, like Carol said, you want to set them up for success.
Set them up for success
them up
and
for
not
success.
failure.
That's right.
That's a good
That's
one.
awesome. So what does next week have in store? Joy, thank you. You're the
Thank
guest.
you,
Thank you so
Joy.
much for all of that.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll get that.
We love you, Joy.
So we're gonna come back. Joy's got a precious gift. We thanked her so much. We gave her some stuff.
Thank you.
We gave her
We
some stuff to
appreciate
pamper
you.
herself. right?
Yes.
It smells lovely.
It is good.
All right, you have a
Thank
good
you,
night,
Joy, so much.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Well, what'd y'all think about that? That was pretty awesome, right? We've got just a few more minutes, about 5 more minutes, and we wanted to just kind of wind it down with y'all.
Wind down,
We're
wind
gonna
time.
wind down the wine time. What do y'all think? How's it going? Y'all like that?
Deborah
That's
said
really
that's great.
I know it's really good to get training tips and just really be able to do that, and grooming tips, and what other tips are we wanting? That's what we want to know.
Oh, Leona says, this is so much fun. I'm just so sorry I can't get down there to meet you all in person.
Well, one day,
I know.
hey, one day maybe you'll get to.
Maybe for the wrong.
Yep, Seal
Next
said,
year.
thank you,
Next year.
Joy. I knew that girl's email address. Rocking for you.
That's Seal.
75.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
Seal.
Rocking for you.
Rocking for you.
It's so nice just to get to hang out with all of y'all, and I think that it really, at the end of the day, it's mainly our supporters here.
I think
Yeah,
with
there-
a few, we
there's
have
a
a few.
We got
There are
a few
few
guests,
that
and
are-
welcome
Yeah,
to you
welcome
guests
if
that
you
are
are a
here.
guest.
Yeah, poor
Yeah.
James. He says he's got corona. I'm
Oh,
sorry to hear that.
Sorry.
Oh my, I had it back in July. It took me, a couple weeks to bounce back, but hey, you'll come back better than ever.
Yeah.
You'll be back soon. Hopefully your symptoms aren't bad, or maybe you're asymptomatic. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, this is a
Yep.
great night. It's fun to get together.
So let's talk about what it typically looks like and next week on Monday. So we should be back to our
hope so.
regularly scheduled
Yeah.
program and our regular platform, which is Facebook on our supporter
Right,
page.
right.
So this one was kind of out there for everyone tonight since we did not have the
We
cooperation
don't
of
know
our
what-
internet or
I don't know what's
we
going
don't
on
know
with
what
you.
happened.
We don't know what's going on with YouTube. I mean, Facebook, but Facebook was having issues.
Yeah.
We've been posting all day and nothing's come up. Now,
Yeah.
beware, in a few hours, that you might be like, okay, teddy bear Goldendoodles went, and
Yeah.
everything came up.
Everything posted.
And
at once,
hopefully we
maybe,
get there
but-
and delete our 5 or 20-minute live that we don't know anyway. We did do a couple of lives, but it'll be funny, no matter what. We'll
Yeah.
just laugh it off. It'll be funny.
But join us if you want more of this. Each week is a little bit different. And if you're not already a supporter and you're able to see us tonight, then go ahead and join us and do this every week with us.
I
It's a
saw
lot of
Tricia,
fun.
you asked how's Magnolia. She is fabulous. She is in the puppy cottage. I had all intentions of her staying here with us, and just because I'm a golden person, I love golden retrievers, especially English ones. And if you guys don't know this, I'm a breeder for English Goldendoodles. So All of our parent dogs have the English descent, the bloodlines, and they're beautiful. And Magnolia came last week. Guess what? Day 2, Joe couldn't breathe. Joe was so sick he moved out. Like he literally,
Well, if he's out, she can be back in.
but he's here all the time and he works here. He was so sick, guys, and he was like, Mom, and his eyes were bloodshot. He was runny nose. He was like water eyes. Her just being in the house, it broke my heart. But it also is a testament to why we're doing what we're
Yeah.
doing.
True.
I mean, we are doing Goldendoodles, and the other day he was petting a dog, and a beautiful dog, and she was in the house, and he was like, is this an F1, Mom, or F1B? What is this? I cannot get sick. I mean, he actually moved in with Lauren because having Magnolia here for a few days and the dander in the house was more than he could handle. I am so thankful that we have created breeds for people that have dog allergies. Because as much as I want her in here, I have to have Joe here. So I text Carol, and I said, Carol, send somebody down from the cottage right now to get Magnolia. She's going to go hang out in the cottage with all the babies and our staff. They were so excited.
Oh, yeah.
They wanted her so bad. And I was like, y'all aren't putting your hands on her. She's mine. But guess what? They got her. And she's so sweet. We love her so much. But anyway, precious baby girl. So anyway, happy Monday night. Thank y'all for joining us here. I know it was a little different, but it was still fun, and we got to hang out with y'all. Any last comments? Anything?
Trisha just said she's just so in love with Magnolia.
I am too. I mean, and so everybody was here last night. We had a birthday party for Saturday for Natalie and Judge, and they were like, where's Magnolia? And I'm like, I can't bring her in the house because Joe's so sick. Even Lauren has her best friend Elizabeth that has a Frenchie and was bringing her in, and Joe was so sick over there, and Lauren had to say, you can't bring napkins over anymore because Joe's so sick, y'all. So anyway, y'all have a good week. I see a few comments coming out.
Yeah, no, I mean, Trisha's like, if anyone is looking for an amazing Goldendoodle, Schnoodle, Twoodle, Smeraglia is the best.
Thank y'all.
Emma said, y'all have a good week. I'm supporting forever.
Yay!
Love you all. Seal said, Michael is so allergic to all dogs except yours.
Good.
And that's why we're here.
Yeah. Trisha says, we have 2 and working on a 3rd. Janet says, I'm so sorry to hear that. Jevin says, that was fun. Thanks once again. Here comes.
Well, all right, well, y'all have a great night. Love y'all so much. See you back over on Facebook. And hey, we might do YouTube again as well. Y'all have a good night.
Bye.